Welcome to this lesson on fraction fundamentals. Fractions appear throughout the LANTITE Numeracy test, so having a rock-solid understanding of how to simplify, compare, and convert them is essential. In this lesson, we'll cover simplifying fractions, equivalent fractions, comparing fractions, and converting between improper fractions and mixed numbers. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to simplify fractions to their lowest terms, generate equivalent fractions, compare and order fractions confidently, and convert between improper fractions and mixed numbers. These are all skills you'll need for the LANTITE. We're assuming you already know what a fraction is, a numerator over a denominator representing parts of a whole. Let's start with simplifying fractions. To simplify a fraction, you divide both the numerator and the denominator by their highest common factor, or HC. For example, 12/18. The HCF of 12 and 18 is 6. Dividing both by 6 gives us 2/3. You can see in the diagram that 12/18 and 2/3 cover the same proportion of the bar. They represent the same amount. Let's work through simplifying 24 over 36. First, list the factors of 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. Then the factors of 36. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 12, 18, and 36. The highest number that appears in both lists is 12. So we divide both the numerator and denominator by 12. 24 divided by 12 is 2, and 36 divided by 12 is 3. The answer is 2/3. The pie charts confirm that 24/36 and 2/3 cover the same area. Equivalent fractions are different fractions that represent the same value. You can create them by multiplying or dividing both the numerator and denominator by the same number. For example, 1/4 equals 2/8 equals 3/12 equals 416. This works because multiplying top and bottom by the same number is just multiplying by 1, which doesn't change the value. The fraction bars on screen show that all four fractions cover exactly the same proportion. Now let's compare 3/5 and 5/8. There are two reliable methods. Method 1. Find a common denominator. The lowest common denominator of 5 and 8 is 40. 3/5 becomes 24/40, and 5/8 becomes 25/40. Since 25 is greater than 24, 5/8 is larger. Method 2 is a quick cross-multiply check. 3 times 8 is 24, 5 times 5 is 25. The larger cross product sits on the side of the larger fraction, confirming 5/8 is greater. The fraction bars on screen make this visual. Now, let's look at improper fractions and mixed numbers. An improper fraction has a numerator that is greater than or equal to the denominator, like 7/4. The mixed number has a whole number part and a fraction part, like 1 3/4. To convert an improper fraction to a mixed number, divide the numerator by the denominator. 7 divided by 4 is 1 remainder 3, giving us 1 3/4. To go the other way, from mixed to improper, multiply the whole number by the denominator and add the numerator. 2 3/5 becomes 2 times 5 plus 3, all over 5, which is 13/5. Here's a LANTITE-style word problem. A recipe needs 3/4 of a cup of sugar, and a teacher wants to make 2½ batches. She has 15/8 of a cup. Does she have enough? Step 1. Convert 2½ to an improper fraction. 2 times 2 plus 1 over 2 equals 5/2. Step 2. Calculate the sugar needed by multiplying 3/4 by 5/2, which gives 15/8. Step 3. Compare. She needs 15/8 and has exactly 15/8. She has just enough. Notice how we used mixed to improper conversion and then compared fractions, multiple skills working together. Let's order three fractions from smallest to largest: 2/3, 5/6, and 3/4. First, find the lowest common denominator of 3, 6, and 4, which is 12. Convert each. 2/3 becomes 8/12, 5/6 becomes 10/12, and 3/4 becomes 9/12. Now, just compare the numerators: 8, 9, 10. So the order from smallest to largest is 2/3, then 3/4, then 5/6. The fraction bars make this easy to see visually. Let's practice both conversion directions. Part A. Convert 23/6 to a mixed number. Divide 23 by 6. 6 goes into 23 three times, with a remainder of 5. So, 23/6 equals 3 5/6. Part B. Convert 4 2/7 to an improper fraction. Multiply the whole number 4 by the denominator 7 to get 28, then add the numerator 2 to get 30. So 4 2/7 equals 37. Let's cover the 4 most common fraction mistakes. First, only dividing the numerator when simplifying, you must divide both the numerator and denominator. Second, comparing fractions with different denominators by just looking at the numerators. Always find a common denominator first. Third, forgetting to add the numerator when converting a mixed number to an improper fraction. You multiply the whole number by the denominator and then add the numerator. Fourth, writing the remainder as the denominator when converting to a mixed number. The denominator stays the same, and the remainder becomes the new numerator. Now it's your turn. Pause the video and try these 5 problems. Problem 1. Simplify 18/24. Problem 2. Find 2 fractions equivalent to 2/5. Problem 3. Which is larger, 4/7 or 3/5? Problem 4. Convert 17/3 to a mixed number. And problem 5. Convert 3 4/5 to an improper fraction. The answers are on screen when you're ready to check. Let's recap. To simplify fractions, divide both the numerator and denominator by their highest common factor. To create equivalent fractions, multiply or divide both parts by the same number. To compare fractions, convert them to a common denominator and compare the numerators, or use the cross-multiplication shortcut. To convert an improper fraction to a mixed number, divide the numerator by the denominator. To convert a mixed number to an improper fraction, multiply the whole number by the denominator and add the numerator. On the LANTITE, always simplify your final answer, and check whether the question asks for a fraction or a mixed number. Keep practicing, and you'll nail these every time.